shoved her down to the floor, and I put my foot on her head, and I told her, I'm the boss of this family, and don't forget it.
So that, slowly you cut off your relationships with the outside, your support structure, and then that puts you in a situation where you really have very little help possible to turn to when things become violent.
Actually, that's the domestic violence definition. It's a pattern of coercive behavior designed to exert power and control. One is using economic abuse. Coercion and threats is the second area. Any threat, the threat that if you report this, if you call the police, I'll have you deported. If you call the police, I'll take your children. If you call the police, I'll kill your pet.
We talk about 3 different kinds of abuse within domestic violence. The physical violence that most people think about. Sexual violence, which is a very common part of it. And the more isolation there is, the more difficult it's going to be for you to deal with any kind of violent or abusive behavior. Immigrants who have a very strong social structure within the United States are going to be more supported and are going to run into less problems. But we certainly see a problem with new immigrants who have been in the country long, who don't speak English, especially if they're dealing with a spouse or partner who is English speaking, who is much more connected and sort of has all the structure, whereas this individual is very isolated with no structure. A lot of times there's sort of a being cut off from others around you. You can be very isolated, especially if there's a language barrier, a strong cultural barrier, that you really have very few individuals to reach out to and talk to and be sort of a sounding board.
The Vietnamese woman I helped, who was very ashamed of the fact that she came here as a fiancé and felt like she had failed because her husband was abusing her.
Here's a chart showing that abuse for women in Asia has been growing throughout the years from 2009 to 2013. For example, the amount of raping that has been occurring in 2009 was 469, and it has gone up to 1,330 in 2013, which is only 4 years apart from each other.
I came to the UK after marrying my cousin. I thought I was going to be happy at first. I mean, he seemed nice, his family seemed nice. He was my cousin after all. I don't understand how I became a servant and not a wife. I mean, I'd done everything. I used to clean the house, do the cooking, take our child to school. I thought I was a good wife. I thought I was a good daughter-in-law. Instead, they'll blame me. I've tried talking to them before. They just tell me to work at it more. But I've worked and worked. I don't know what to do anymore. I feel like taking my life. At least it's gonna end things.